this new this Apple Watch that I took off for quite some time, and then I finally put it back on again. I'm measuring my steps. I think I used to get about 2,000 steps a day in my old house. I think it was like going from the kitchen back to my desk. And this new house, I think I added about 5,000 steps a day to my day, just because there's so many stairs and so many places to go. So it's a benefit.
You'll live longer.
So they say. I don't know. I haven't seen any benefits yet, but my dog likes it, so I don't know. Anyways, welcome back to SparkBC Hot Topics. It's what day is it today? Sometime in June 9th, 10th? I have lost track. Today we're going to be talking about FSR responsibilities, and we've got Dave Chevalier and Ted Gilbert with us as always. Great to see you guys.
Hey, Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
Hey, everybody.
Nice to see you guys. And I think, Dave, you're going to kick it off today, and Ted, you're going to throw up a couple pictures for us, correct?
I am. Dave, right here. So, some general concerns, Dave. We were talking about this just a little while ago.
Yeah, we talked about it a little while ago, and it's a little photo that deals with entry of cables into boxes, cabinets, and fittings, and it looks like a piece of rigid PVC with some NMD 90 aluminum heading up into the conduit and likely into a panel, maybe a mobile home. Would you think
exactly.
That's what it would be, Ted, do you think?
It's exactly right. Yep, you're right on, Dave.
Pause for a second, guys. Are we doing FSR responsibilities, or is this the general wiring requirements?
Well, the FSR responsibilities is part of this.
It's part of this? Okay, all right.
I mean, you can chop it into whatever you want. You want to make a little tiny one?
No, just checking. Okay, go ahead.
So the issue would be, how do we support and protect that cable from strain? Any idea how that should be done, Ted?
Well, I remember in this particular photo, what the contractor ended up doing was he pulled the cable back out, because this did go up to a panel, Dave. And as you point out, yeah, there's no strain relief on this cable. And so he ended up pulling the cable out, and he glued a PVC FA fitting, a female fitting, on the bottom of this pipe, and then screwed an 1.25 inch 2-screw cable connector into that fitting, and then put the cable back in, was able to tighten that up and made it fully compliant.
Yeah, that would work. Without that, you know, it's going to be an issue, and really that is the job of the FSR to know all about that.
Yeah, and I mean, that's why we do these hot topics, so that the electricians don't make that mistake and have to crawl back in and take it all apart and spend some more time and cost them money, right? Just a little tip for you guys. This is not code compliant, what you're seeing right now.
And a callback never makes you look good.
Oh, that's for sure. You want to move on to another one?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This one, use of approved equipment, and here is a system ground wire, and in the new code, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be continuous. With the new code, you can splice a ground wire with an acceptable fitting, but in this case, the contractor, this is just a butt splice, and it's actually a line splice. I think this one's made for, I don't think it's even made for copper. This is an aluminum line splice. So, you know, guys, it's fine to splice the system ground wires now. That's certainly acceptable in the code, but you still have to do it with a connector of some kind that's approved for the purpose. So, you know, a split bolt that's approved for copper, or a C-tap that's approved for copper, of course. I don't mind a butt splice like this, but it does have to be approved for copper, and of course the correct sizes, and using the proper installation tool. Dave, anything to add?
Well, the other way you could do it too is with exothermic weld, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You could CAD weld it for sure.
If you got money in your pocket, you could, yeah.
And the time and setting it up. I mean, I understand why the contractor wanted to do this. I think he was extending an existing system ground and, you know, if he went back to the wholesaler and got a C-tap, I'm sure most wholesalers, don't they even lend the tools once in a while?
A lot of them do, yeah.
Yeah, so guys, you're gonna do this, it's acceptable to code, but you gotta do it with an approved crimping device. And that's all I gotta say on that. Dave, I got another one here for you. And this I had never seen until you brought it up.
Wow. I've never seen it either. It's new, and I don't know, anybody using it?
I saw one somewhere, but it was a long time ago. And when we were talking about this, that's when it kind of clued in on me. I got this from somewhere. I had to go back through all my photos. So most of the time we see a mast go in, and if it doesn't go directly into the meter base, I almost always see them put an adapter on the bottom and then screw in an EMT rain tight fitting and change from the mast to EMT. But that is not the case with this. This is for coupling two steel masts together. And as you can see in figure 3 here on the right, let me see if I can make this a little bigger. Well, we didn't want to go that big. You can see they tell you to install the meter base, put the coupler of the mast and the first mast section into the top of the meter base. And then you undo these screws and this coupler goes on top of the first mast that's been attached to the meter base. And then you put the second mast and drop it in to the top part of this here and actually connect two 2.5-inch masts together. And so it is CSA approved. I've seen it down there. And so that's how you can do this all in one piece with 2 masts instead of, I don't know how much cheaper if it would be than doing it, changing to EMT, but it certainly might save some time, that's for sure.
Yeah, there's probably a bunch of different applications that it would apply to, and like you said, save people time, effort, and money.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we're here for. Yeah. Anyways, for those guys that haven't seen one, they do make these products, Thomas and Betts, looks like to me, Microelectric. And it might be pretty slick for installing because only the top mast that supports the actual overhead supply triplex needs to be U-bolted in or strapped in securely. The bottom mast, just 2-hole straps, rigid conduit 2-hole straps would work, as far as I'm concerned. Anyways, for you guys, I thought we'd just bring that up for you. One more I got for you, and I want you to look at this picture. We're talking about FSRs before they turn it in, and yeah, I know everybody is busy and everything, but this could have resulted in an accident. So let's have a look at this meter base. Dave, I think the workmanship is pretty good. What do you think?
It looks picture perfect, like it was well thought out.
Yeah, and I really like the way you loop the wires. For you new apprentices out there, if you cut the wires just barely long enough, you can't work the wire into those lugs. And I never did have the hand strength. So to me, to leave a bit of a loop like this, it allows you to strip the wire and work it into the lugs. And you don't have to be a Popeye or a gorilla with super strong hands to get it done. Bearing in mind, you do have to have enough room over here on the right-hand side where the hydro supply wire is going to come in. So I think this is a great job. The problem I have with this and the chat I had to have with the FSR is at the other end of this cable in the panel. What's wrong with this?
Holy mackerel, look at that. That's a big bang.
Yes, yeah, connecting the neutral directly onto a breaker and the red hot conductor onto the ground is going to be an accident waiting to happen. Now, hopefully, the utility will do a meter check and pick up on this before they energize and put the meter in. Otherwise, as Dave says, it's going to be a nice big bang. It's going to blow up the wire. It's going to blow up the meter base. It'll probably blow up the jaws on the meter. But this really brings us back more to, you know, if you're an FSR out there, guys, it only takes a minute, and you guys are responsible to make sure that the work is compliant. And if you've got some new guy and you're letting him do the panel work for the first time, make sure you check it, because we don't need accidents like this. Item D here, this is from the Safety Standards General Regulations, your field safety rep responsibilities. And one of them is to ensure that the person performing regulated work under a permit have the qualifications that are appropriate for that type of work. So, you know, if it's a new guy, you know, and you've graduated him up from doing the lesser type menial work up to doing a panel board, and he's really starting to feel good, I think that's great. And that's how you develop good electricians, you know, let them take on a little bit more work. But please make sure you double check their work so that, you know, accidents like that just don't happen. So that's all I got. Dave, anything you want to add?
Well, the field safety representative is the supervisor, right? And the job of a supervisor is to check, check, check. And if you do that as an FSR, there shouldn't be any problems.
I agree 100%. Aaron, we'll give it back to you. You can wrap it up.
Great, sounds good. Well, really good point. I'm so glad you guys are pointing that out. FSRs are so important. One thing to point out is that SparkBC is putting together a new FSR B course. It's a prep course for certification exams, and we're looking forward to launching that sometime in the near future. So if you have any questions about that or want to get put onto our wait list for that course, so please let us know. You can email us at info@sparkbc.ca as always, or just if you have any questions about the content that we covered today, we'd love to hear from you as well. Thanks to you, Dave and Ted. As always, love to hear from you guys. So glad you're doing well, and can't wait to see you soon.
See you later.
Thanks, Aaron.
See you, Dave.
Bye.